From the Ashes is a short film by a Bay Area local that explores struggle and triumph. It was created by mental health advocate Theresa, who is here today to tell us about this project. Hi, Theresa.
Hi.
Thanks for being here at Live in the Bay.
Pleasure to be here.
Yes, so you are a maternal mental health advocate. Tell me what that means and what type of work that you do.
Absolutely. Well, in my particular way, as an artist, my social responsibility is to share my story, to open up a window so that our healthcare providers have an idea of what a lived experience looks like for birthing people that look like me. So my job is to cultivate cultural humility and talk about the complications of motherhood, and advocate for our rights and resources that we deserve. And that's pretty much my assignment here.
And that is exactly what you did in your documentary, From the Ashes. Give me an overall view of what it's about and what you wanted to accomplish with it.
Beautiful. Well, in short, I've documented my personal mental health journey for about 10 years. And the way I kind of fell into my purpose through motherhood was I experienced undiagnosed postpartum depression. Unfortunately, I did not have access to the therapist, the resources to navigate comfortably as a first-time mom. And so I recognized that my experience is not unique, unfortunately. It is a universal experience. And so my job, again, is to tell the story so that our healthcare providers, politicians, people that are in charge of creating policies to serve our bodies within healthcare. My job is to cultivate cultural humility, and to also let mothers know that it's okay to say that this is hard. I tell most people that it's oftentimes at the very beginning disrespectfully difficult, actually. And so when we're leaning into the media and they're showing us the way that it's supposed to look, it's actually not as easy. It's worth it. It's purposeful. It's beautiful. It's my child. I love being a mother. However, it's not meant to be done alone. And we need a village, and my job is to cultivate that and to encourage our healthcare providers to redesign what they consider care to be.
Yeah, you just mentioned that you need a village. That is something that you absolutely believe in. And why is that so important for women and mothers, especially in that postpartum state?
It's natural. I mean, when we go back to the beginning of all times, midwifery, speaking of a resource that's necessary, midwifery is the eldest profession to mankind. There was a beautiful soul who caught the first baby. And it's important to take care of the mother. So if my job is to raise this child, it's our social and emotional responsibility to do it as a village, as a community. And my job is to remind us to get back to the basics. So with or without the healthcare providers, I should be able to call my neighbor and ask for help. I should be able to call my sister or a friend or anyone in the community that has access to me and my child, and there's psychological safety and there's consent. We need to normalize that we need to do this together, and that's the only way that we're going to have a successful outcome.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because in so many other areas of life, you can't do anything alone.
Right.
So why would you be able to do that alone after just giving birth to a child? I want to talk about how this movie came together. It was a long labor of love, and it was done on your iPhone.
Yes.
Tell me about your process of putting this film together.
Oh, okay, so I didn't have the access. I didn't have access to the resources or the therapist. And so I told myself, you know, T, what are you going to do? And I started to talk to myself. So I self-medicated through talk therapy. And I would go in my mirror and I say lie to myself until it became the truth. And I decided to do the inner-sizing, the real work, and to not outsource my solution.
What were you telling yourself in that moment?
I'm beautiful. I'm capable. It's okay to have a hard day. It's okay to cry. It's okay to experience the entire emotional spectrum. It is to be had. It is to be felt. And so I used my self-talk as a way of guiding me through my body and out of my problem. And so to this day, on my medical records, it does not indicate that I had postpartum depression. And so because I took this route and I had a wonderful outcome, I told myself that, you know, if I can do this, it is my responsibility to share my blueprint. And so really, I landed in this beautiful work that I'm doing in advocacy through the world of film. kind of on accident. I don't have any formal training. I did use an iPhone. At the time, it was the only thing that I could afford. To this day, I don't own a fancy camera. I don't need one. Eventually, I will for another production, but you know, you just have to make do with what you got and know that as long as your heart is involved, it's in alignment with your purpose, the default is success.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know that you have an event coming up where people will be able to check this out. How can they do that?
So you can go to my website, which is fromtheashes.media, to find out all the details. But in short, we do have a film screening and panel discussion sponsored by ABG Art and Food Indie this upcoming Saturday in downtown Oakland. So again, visit fromtheashes.media and you can find the details there. And it is free to the event, so I encourage everyone to come out. We'll be offering food. It'll be nutritious for the mind, the body, and the soul.
Yeah, well, congratulations. What a beautiful journey, you know, from starting someplace so hard and what you've turned it into, and then, you know, in turn, you want to give back and continue to help others. I just really applaud you for everything that you're doing.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.